administration. So federal government, who probably isn't here today, listen up. I'm just going to make 10 points for you. Number one, Congress has abandoned the Constitution and wouldn't recognize it if it fell in their lap and called them daddy. Bind them to the Constitution. Again, that's what we need to do, and force them to get it right. And the other thing that I find very disturbing about Congress and probably the administration is they have become to assume the coloration of a monarchy, which is what our forefathers and those patriots gave their best blood to get out from under. And one of the first steps we need to take to start getting things right is to recognize that the Constitution establishes our monetary standard as precious metal, gold, the gold standard, but Congress has given us instead an unconstitutional and privately owned Federal Reserve Bank. If we continue to go along with that, the government will continue to flood the market with paper, devalue our dollar, and drown us in inflation. Why? By artificially controlling the money supply, they control we, the people. That is their intent. Congress must abolish the Federal Reserve System. Number three, and this is a pet peeve of mine, global warming is a decoy designed to create panic and keep us tethered to the government. Most of us are not, by nature, polluters, and wouldn't know a carbon footprint if it fell on our lap and called us daddy. Neither would Congress or the current administration. Number four, stop apologizing for America's Judeo-Christian heritage. Don't bow to anyone, especially someone who is holding us hostage to oil. Number five, protect our national sovereignty, America first, and get out of the UN. Number six, respect and acknowledge our state sovereignty and stop bribing us with federal money, which is just tax dollars under a different name. Federal government, you did not create the states. The states and we the people created you. Oh yeah, right up to my mouth. Number seven, forget bailouts and stimulus money. You fooled a lot of us, but most of us know you're just buying votes and solidifying the power that you have conscripted outside the Constitution. Number eight, and to me this may be the most important one, keep your hands off my kids. I don't know what to do with dysfunctional parents, but I'm functional. I will train up my child in the way he should go, and I don't need Head Start, preschool, or kindergarten to do it. Don't need government to tell me how, when, or where. The Secretary of Education cabinet post should be abolished. Up to my mouth. Okay. Number nine, we're getting down. And my children and grandchildren, the products of traditional marriage, breathed life at the moment of conception. And my responsibility for those lives began at precisely that same moment. So federal government, stop killing our children. And Just to end on a more modest note for number 10, secure our borders. And come and get your killer wolves. That was for me in my district. Anyway, what would I finally say to the Congress of the United States? And you're partially to blame because I'm sure some of you voted for them. I know I did. Wake up and read the Constitution. I tremble for my country and I weep for my children. So I will conclude with a quote from Samuel Adams, one of the firebrands of the original Tea Party. It does not require a majority to prevail, but rather an irate, tireless minority keen to set brush fires in people's minds. So come on, baby, and light my fire.
Thank you, Representative Lenore Hardy Barrett. One of the fundamental challenges we face as a government is entitlement spending, the involuntary transfer of wealth, where the government at all levels takes money forcibly from one taxpayer, one citizen, and transfers it involuntarily to other citizens. It's fundamentally immoral. We need to find some solution to this to reduce the outlay for entitlement programs. The next representative I'd like to introduce, you can stay up here, Phil. The next representative I'd like to introduce is a representative who's done some creative thinking about ways in which we can reduce the need for government services. So I'd like to introduce Representative Stephen Thane.
Wow, what a group. This is a great honor to address such a throng, and I hope you make it on the news tonight. I see there's a couple of outlets here. They really need to show your faces. This is a great opportunity to express our concerns. My message is a little bit different. I don't want us to fall in the trap that it's this. Liberals usually tend to think that the solution to our problems is more government. Quite often, we as conservatives tend to think that all problems are caused by government. I would maintain that's not the case. Government is simply a tool that needs to be used properly. The ultimate balance of power for the federal government is not the state government. The ultimate balance of power for the federal and state government is the family unit. And though while today we might not be able to impact what Congress is doing, each one of us can strengthen our family unit. Let me give you one example. Since 1979, the percent of the state funding that has gone to roads has decreased a percent equal to $400 million, which is $200 million more than Governor Otter says we need. Do you know where that money has gone? That money has gone to an increase in social spending and in the Health and Welfare Department. And that increase is a relation to the decrease of the capacity of the family unit. Not only do we need to continue working on getting the government in its proper order, we need to balance it by strengthening the family. Thank you.
Representative Stephen Thane, thank you very much. Today is April 15. How many of you turned in your tax payment today? How many of you had fun doing that? How many of you think that the IRS is not taking enough of your money? Anybody? How many of you think the IRS is taking too much of your money? Former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court said that the power to tax is the power to destroy. Our next speaker is a representative who has monitored the gargantuan growth of the IRS since it was first created in 1916. I'd like to introduce and have you give a Tea Party welcome